Your 20s, they're like a video game. Every decision either levels you up or locks you out from the next level, but no one tells you what actually matters. So I made a simple list for you. These are the exact missions you need to complete in your 20s so you don't waste the most important decade of your life. Level 1, lose your life. This level, it's not fun, but it's the one that no one does until it's already too late. If you're between 13 and 18 years old, I want you to write your eulogy. A eulogy is what you want said about you once you're dead. Most people never think about this, but when you do, when you actually sit down and write it, it becomes brutally clear what you actually care about. When you reverse engineer your life from your eulogy, now you know exactly what your goals are and what you truly care about. And once you have that written, ask yourself this: what if making it was an option? What if everyone you love depended on whether you were successful or not? You have to understand that the guys that succeed in their life, they don't have better ideas. They just feel like they have no choice. So when you write your eulogy and then you tie your goals to people you love, and then you start realizing most guys around you aren't even actually trying, that's when you become dangerous. And now that you know where you want to go, we need to get brutally clear on where you don't want to go, which takes us to level 2 that you need to master: the anti-goal protocol. In your 20s, you don't need more motivation and more goals. You need anti-goals. This is the reason why most people waste their 20s and end up in their 30s hating their life. So I'm gonna walk you through 4 multiple choice questions that you've probably never answered before in your life. And I want you to write down your answers, whether it's A, B, or C. This is not just questions. It's gonna be a diagnostic tool. By the end, you'll know exactly what your anti-goals need to be. Question 1. When a whole week goes by and you feel off, it's usually because, I'll give you time to answer. Okay, got it? Write it down. Question 2, when do you feel least like yourself? All right, here are your answers. Got it? Move on to question number 3. What future version of you are you terrified of becoming? All right, here are your answers. But I feel like I'm professor, bro. Call me Professor Zuniga, yo. I like this, yo. All right, let's move on to question number 4. What situation quietly stresses you out? All right, you got it? All right, I want you to look at your answers. If you answered mostly A's, you're most at risk of stagnation. This is what your anti-goal should be. If you answered mostly B's, you're most at risk of being invisible. So this is what your anti-goal should be. And if you answered mostly C's, you're most at risk of identity loss. So this is what your anti-goal should be. You have to understand, these are like your XP drains. If you ignore these, they're gonna trap you in level 2 for the rest of your life. So now that you've cleared your brain fog, you know what you want in life, you know where your anti-goals are, it's time to start building your first real power up, which is money, because you cannot win the next level if you're broke. Level number 3. The $75 a week wealth protocol.
I became a millionaire at 21, and you can do the same if you collect these 4 in real life power-ups before the age of 20.
So if you're 18 years old or younger, you want to do these now to get ahead. If you're 20s and older, do them now so you don't keep falling behind. Power up 1. You want to get your driver's license early. This is about freedom. You get to go to jobs faster and you're never dependent on other people's time. This is your first real world unlock. If you don't have a job that you can drive to, you can easily learn a high income skill. And you can learn essential job skills at home with just a computer. A boot camp, for example, will help you collect the income that you need to be able to collect the next power up, which is power up number 2. Open a brokerage account today. You do not need $10,000 to do this. You can literally do it with $75 a week. You can download Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. These are the exact brokerages millionaires use, by the way. And you can set up your first auto deposit. Every week, invest $75 into an index fund like VOO or QQQ. If you start at 18, by the time you retire, that account will be worth over $1 million. Power up number 3. Learn a high income skill. Let's say you don't even have a job that can give you $75 a week yet. Well, you need to learn a high income skill that literally prints money. If you have 0 ideas on how to do it, take a look at a beginner friendly platform, Triple 10. I love this one because it actually gives you a roadmap on what to do, not just a bunch of random videos. You pick a path among different high demanded tech professionals, and you learn by doing real projects from real companies to build yourself a real portfolio that'll land you interviews. Triple 10 also helps you with the interview process and provide online externship opportunities even after graduation. It's not hype. It is a proven shortcut if you use it right. Top employers like Google and Discord have hired out of Triple 10's bootcamp. And power up number 4. You need to get a credit card in your teens. Most schools won't tell you this, but your credit age matters more than the cash on hand. You want to start young, pay on time, and that is how you're going to build a credit score that gets you free flights, hotel upgrades, lower car insurance, and access to real estate faster. But as we know, to maintain a good credit score, you actually need to repay your loans. But in reality, that's much harder to do, especially if you have a massive loan like from your university or college. Triple 10 offers flexible payment options that makes it one of the more accessible alternatives in the market. You can start learning there for around $200 a month. And if you don't find a job within 10 months after completing the course, you can get 100% of your money back. If you are lost and you want a true high income skill, I want you to click the link in the description or scan the QR code that you're seeing on screen and you're gonna get a free career consultation from Triple 10. Now you have completed the hardest mission. Most men fail in their 20s and stay broke all decade. You're gonna walk out a millionaire and move on to level 4, the no competition rule. You don't need to quit gaming or delete TikTok. That's unnecessary. And it's also unrealistic. Who wants to do that? Most people just waste these tools. But if you can use them intentionally, you unlock an advantage almost no one's using because 99% of other guys are stuck in dopamine loops. Bro, you can literally outwork everyone in your 20s because most people your age are lazy. They procrastinate and they push everything off. Honestly, it's actually unfair how easy it is that no one's even trying. So while still playing games and scrolling on TikTok, here's how you're gonna outwork 99% of people. See, the 99% will scroll on TikTok for hours and forget everything they just watched. The 1% will use TikTok as a blueprint. They see a video, they reverse engineer hooks, headlines, and topics. Every scroll is basically market research, and every video you save is a content formula that you can literally copy and paste to build your brand. The 99% will game to forget their life. The 1%, they game to build something. You stream it, you clip highlights, you create tutorials to win at certain games. You turn downtime into building brand. See, the 99% will let YouTube autoplay just consume their life. The 1% will use it like free training. You can pick any random skill, copywriting, editing, coding, storytelling. You can build a playlist around that. And every day you can watch it for just 1 hour and take notes. You don't have to cut the dopamine, just redirect it. And that means that while everyone else is scrolling into distraction, you're using the exact same dopamine, the exact same tools to build yourself up in this level. But let's take it further into level 5, and it's changing your gaming map. Your zip code is more important than how much money you make. Do you know how hard it is for you to level up in an area that's capping your experience points? Think of it like a game. Every game has zones. You have your starter zones, your mid-tier, and elite level. Well, real life, it's no different. If you're trying to build your best self in an environment built to keep you average, you are nerfing your own potential. And I know, most of you will think, well, Jose, I don't have money to move to another city. I get it. You don't have to move to LA or to Bali, bro. You just have to change your daily map that you're playing on in real life. To pass this level, here are 3 maps you can do in your area. A new coffee shop. It can be new workflow, a new identity. When you're there, you're working and you're not scrolling. You can go to a gym across town. This will help you build new discipline. You can even structure it in your mind. You only go there when you're on your A game. You want to get a hard workout. So you start building association with that map. You could do a nighttime walk. And this could be your strategy map. This is when you're walking and you're thinking about your next 5 moves. It's just you and your thoughts at night. This is much better than being in your bed scrolling on TikTok. You cannot upgrade your character in a zone designed to keep you on level 1. Change your map and everything you do in it changes with you. Let's move to level number 6, discipline. Everything you want in life starts worse first. Most people think, oh, when you're getting started, it's gonna be easy. And that's the reason most of them never finish. I remember my dad would always say this to me in Spanish, but if you do easy things, you're gonna live a hard life. Do hard things and you're gonna live an easy life. So the pattern no one talks about is that the exact moment you start to level up, it's gonna be worse first. And that's why you need discipline. But no one tells you how to actually be disciplined. So I got you. You can attain discipline in 2 steps. Step 1, track output. 99% will obsess over results, but you're not 99%. You obsess over reps. How many cold DMs did you send today? How many videos did you do today? How many days have you woken up at 6 in the morning? Step 2, use a trash day rule. You're gonna fall off, bro. It is normal. Nobody's a robot. So just set a reset checkpoint every week. It could be, for example, Sunday. You can clean the slate and you can review the last 7 days. Look at the reps you did for those 7 days and then recommit, almost like a system update for the next week. This is how you become consistent and disciplined even when life isn't. Which brings us to the final level, the hardest one, the boss. Number 7, compound everything. All right, this is it, bro. This is the boss fight. Everything you've done comes down to this. Ready? None of it means anything unless you compound it. This is what 99% do in their 20s. They'll learn a little bit of everything. They quit early. They'll try something else. They'll forget what worked, and then just rinse and repeat the cycle the entire decade. What you'll do is you'll compound everything you achieved in this video. You'll invest $75 a week, no matter what. You're gonna build one monetizable skill. You're gonna keep learning and expanding. You're gonna track all your reps weekly, and you're gonna reset every Sunday. But this is what compounding looks like. You see, one workout, it means nothing. 30 workouts in a row, start seeing physical changes. One video script you do, it's forgettable. 30 scripts in a row, and you're starting to build an online community. One good day, that's luck. 30 good days in a row, that's just your character, that's who you are. That's the final boss, the final cheat code. Everything in life compounds. And if you can beat all these levels, this is what actually matters in your 20s, so you can live a great life in your 30s.